Hello, welcome to a brand new video, and this is my best to worst of the 4th Doctor era, aka Tom Baker's era, as he is the longest Doctor of 7 years, 7 great seasons from 1974 to 1981. So to start off, the very best story of the absolutely best Tom Baker story is literally on Blu-ray right now, and I'm actually glad I got this on Blu-ray. It's in the collections of Doctor Who, the collection season 12, and it is known as Genesis of the Daleks. Michael Wisher is in this as the creator of the Daleks, known as Davros. It is an absolutely dark belter of a story, and here it is, Genesis of the Daleks on Blu-ray. It is fantastic. The BBC have done a good job on these Blu-ray sets, by the way, from transmitting these into high definition Doctor Who stories. It's a fantastic story. Genesis of the Daleks is the best Doctors on Scott trying to avert the creation of Daleks. Sarah Jane and Harry are with him. Sarah Jane ends up going to the Thals. So Dr. Davros tricks the Thals, thinking they destroyed the Khalid's base on Skaro, but as it turns out that it was all a trick against the Doctor for Davros to try and create the Daleks. He actually sends the Daleks in to an attack. It's such a brilliant and powerful Doctor Who episode. Genesis of the Daleks is literally known as the best Doctor Who story of all time. So in second place for the best, I have got Pyramids of Mars. It's from the season after Genesis. It's in season 13. The Doctor has got to try and stop Sutekh from gaining his power from the Eye of Horath. Robot mummies are brilliant in this. It is such a brilliant story. I love Pyramids of Mars. It's a fantastic one. I actually watched this one more than most of the Tom Baker era. It's just so powerful and brilliant. I actually can't wait for this to come out on Blu-ray whenever they get around to season 13. It's such a brilliant story. Liz Slaton is brilliant as Sarah Jane in this set. This story, it's such a great one. In third place, I have got a story from season 17, and it's known as the City of Death. This little green alien here is known as Scaroth, the last of the Jackathus, something like that. No. Anyway, in this story, the Doctor and Romana are on holiday in Paris. It all goes wrong where Scaroth is literally trying to create a time distortion while trying to go back in time to stop him from splitting himself into 7 different parts of time and space in Paris, collecting the Mona Lisa. It is an absolutely brilliant story. It is literally a fantastic story. The reason it's not in first place is because Genesis of the Daleks and Pyramids of Mars are my 2 favourite top stories of Tom Baker. Which is why this is in third. It's a brilliant story. I do love this story at all times. The next story I have got in 4th place is in the next Blu-ray box set, which is season 18, and it is literally my favourite Tom Baker story of all, 4th favourite Tom Baker story, and it is The Keeper of Traken. The Master is on Traken trying to gain the power of Traken to gain extra regenerations in the story. Well, it's actually trying to get the power as the Master is on his last life. The 4th Doctor stops him inside his own TARDIS Malka, which is blown up because Adric and Nyssa interfect with the Source. It's such a brilliant story, and at the end of it, you got the Master jumping into Tree Master's body and going, "A new body at last." It's such a brilliant story, Keeper of Traken. Literally the best one, I think, for the Master story out of the Tom Baker era. As you got the Deadly Assassin, which is a bit not really that interesting at all for me, because I love how it's set on Gallifrey, but there's a few bits where the Master sets the Doctor up to kill the president of Gallifrey. It's just a brilliant story. Keeper of Traken is my absolutely favourite story as the Master. It was actually the very first Master story I actually own on VHS growing up. So in 5th place of the best stories, I have got The Talons of Wing Chiang. It is such a brilliant story to involve a time cabinet hiding away from the time agency. It's absolutely such a brilliant story, and the Doctor's dressed like Sherlock Holmes is in this. It's a fantastic story. I do love this story, Talons of Wing Chiang. I actually did own this on video as well. I own the omnibus version of this one. So now we are in the worst Doctor Who stories of all time, of Tom Baker's era. So in 5th place, I have put for another story from season 18, and it's known as The Leisure Hive. How can I say this about The Leisure Hive? It's all very scientific episodes where they're trying to mess around with tachyon bursts, I think it is called. But it ends up with the Doctor going really, really old. The actors, you can tell this story, the actors are not having fun in this story. Tom Baker is actually really, really bored in some scenes in this story in The Leisure Hive. You can just tell how bored he is from this actual episode. So that's why Leisure Hive is in 5th to worst. Is literally in worst place. So, number 4, I've got The Underworld. You can tell what they're trying to do with this story, trying to make it a bit of a brilliant story, but the CGI in this really lets the story down majorly. You can tell it really does let it down really, really badly. The story does. The CGI is really that bad, which is why this is in 4th place. So in number 3rd place of the worst, I have put Destiny of the Daleks. Again, the budget in this is really, really bad. Michael Wisher was unavailable to play the role of Davros, so it was given to David Goodson, which the Davros mask was way too small for him. It didn't fit his Davros properly. The budget in this is that bad. The Daleks are going around like suicide bombers, actually. The Davros put like little bombs on them to try and destroy the Magellan spacecraft. It's not really that entertaining. Destiny of the Daleks, it's really not. You got K9 that's come down with meningitis. It's just not a great Doctor Who story. And I'm a big fan of the Daleks, so to have a Dalek story in the worst for Destiny of the Daleks, it's really, really not that good. So in 2nd place, I have put Creature from the Pit. There's not really much you can say about this one, apart from you got this great big tentacle alien thing with the Doctor blows into. It's just not a good story. Creature from the Pit is really, really dull and boring. The reason it's in 2nd place is because, what can I say about it? No, nothing really. There's nothing you can really say about Creature from the Pit. Bad, isn't it? So, in 5th, well, basically in 1st place, I've actually put a really, really good story, which is why it's in first place before it becomes really, really bad. It is no other than the invasion of time. You got the Felvins, I think they're called, trying to invade Gallifrey. The Doctor betrays the Time Lords, only to find out he's got a plan. And then in episode 5 and 6, the Santarans invade. The Doctor uses the key of Rassilon, which actually wipes his memory about it, but it is also Louise Jemisin's last story as Leela, as she actually turns around to the producers at the time, say, nah, I'm leaving at the end of this serial, and that's it, I'm not staying for another one. Which really, I think she should have stayed for season 16. Having Leela and Romana in the same season would have been a lot better. But no, unfortunately she decided to leave at the end of this season. The Santarans are really, really good in this story, actually. The Felvins aren't that much good. It's basically set on Gallifrey, so it's another good story. It is a good it's not really good as a good Time Lord story, technically. A Gallifreyan story, it's not that good in this. So anyway, that is my best to worst of the Tom Baker era. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next one, which hopefully should be done soon, which is the worst best of the Peter Davison era. And hard to say, Peter Davison is my 5th favourite Doctor, while Tom Baker is my 1st favourite Doctor. So thank you for watching.